Nightcap, it's your girl Carolina Sanchez, and we're diving deeper into the world of kink tonight. We're talking fetishes. I mean, what are they? How many are there? And do we all have one? Well, we're gonna talk about it all, including the very unique ones. And I've got some friends on the couch and experts waiting to discuss this topic, so let's get into it.
Yeah, what's up for a nightcap? Chill, you know, kick back.
All right, let's go ahead and dive in with my friends and experts. We've got comedian and friend of the Nightcap, Jamal Rahal. You ready to ask these questions alongside me?
Let's go off.
Right?
I'm trying to figure this stuff out.
Me
Once
too.
and for all. How much progress is too much?
Oh, we're gonna find out today, I think. All right, we've got Krista Monet, a sexpert, also a friend of the Nightcap, been here before. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you for having me.
And we've got psychotherapist and sexologist Ty Lerman, who's gonna school us on all this fetish.
Let's go.
All right, so what exactly is a fetish?
It's important to discern the difference between just a kink and what is a fetish. A kink can be anything that we eroticize, that we find sexy, that turns us on, versus a fetish, which is something that we narrow in very specifically, and maybe this is like our primary kink, or we can't really get turned on without this thing. So if it becomes that intense, then we would say that you have a fetish for that thing.
Okay, so it's like I need this with me while I'm trying to achieve climax.
Or even just arousal sometimes.
Or just to get excited,
Yeah.
I need this.
Versus something that I just like this.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's just like, that's cool, or it turns me on, then that would be a kink. If it's something like, this is my primary kink,
Between
or...
I like choking and I need to be choked.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never knew the difference. I never knew the difference.
I
you
didn't
do.
either. I didn't either.
That's a good way to put that.
All right, so how many fetishes are there? I mean, we know about the foot fetish, the hair, the latex, lingerie. How many?
There's a lot. There's nearly 150.
Like Pokemon? Well, there's a lot more now.
That would be new. I mean, so again, if anything could be a kink. Anything could be a kink. So thousands, hundreds of thousands.
Right.
Whatever turns you on, it can be a kink. But if it's a very specific thing and it's common enough for us to name it, there's about 150 what we call paraphilias of specific things that can become a problem.
Give me an example.
So the foot fetish, right? Like if I can't be aroused at all, if I can't have sex, if I can't perform with my partner, if I can't have a happy time without a foot being involved, and maybe my partner's not into that, that's a problem.
Are you serving the foot fetish people out there right now with your...
How y'all doing?
You're doing it for someone. You're doing
Thank
it for
you.
someone.
All right, I'm
I
going
showered
to
today.
ask y'all, do you guys have a fetish?
I don't think I have a fetish. I have kinks, I think, but I don't have
Most
a
definitely
fetish.
kinks. I
Yeah.
don't know about a specific
I don't
fetish.
have a
Like
fetish.
I was just telling him, I was like, I ironically joke about like, oh yeah, like feet, yeah, they're great. But I'm like, am I doing it ironically so much to where it's not ironic anymore? Am I actually into feet? I don't think I have a specific.
What is it about feet that you like? Is it
I
the
don't. It's
toe?
just funny to talk about. That's what I mean. I'm doing it so ironically for so long. I'm like, is it ironic anymore? You know, because like it's just become a meme at this point. How like so many things are normalized. Like people are on the internet just being like, oh, the dogs are out, bro. I always say like, bros out, toes out. You understand what I'm saying?
Bros out, toes out.
I'm talking about Shawty. You have yours
Okay.
out.
I like them that. They're a little ashy right now.
So, what about preference versus fetish? I saw this wonderful TikTok the other day where a fiance was approached on the street and asked if they had a fetish. And he is I think a Hispanic man, and she's a white woman. And he says, despite what I'm marrying, my fetish is Asian women. So, now we're talking about a race, right?
Yeah. This is a big topic.
That sounds loaded. We take it on here on the Nightcap.
So races can be fetishized. That is a thing. It can also be racist. BBC is a very common thing, and lots of men do not appreciate that in any way, shape, or form. They do not like being fetishized or objectified in that sort of way. There's debate in this, right? If we declassify an entire race of humans because I'm not into them or I really am into them, we could argue that that's racism. We could also argue that there is just a preference in that we can't control who we're sexually attracted to or who we're not.
Right.
And that may just be a preference or maybe even a kink. So I don't think that there's a definitive answer on this. I think it really depends on how we're classifying it. Like, what is it about that you're turned on about, or turns off about that? And it may be racism. It may be systemic racism that's just built in and subconscious, and we aren't aware of it. That we should absolutely analyze and check, or it may just be a preference.
It may just be a preference. Oh, we got a lot to dive into. All right, well, this conversation is just heating up on fetishes, so you stay right there. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been talking all things fetishes and paraphilias. I'm trying to get it down. I'm trying to get it down with my friends. We've got Jamal Rahal, comedian in front of the Nightcap, Krista Monet, a sexpert, and Ty Lerman, who's a psychotherapist and sexologist. All right. What I want to know, Ty, is when do people develop fetishes or identify that they have a fetish?
Yeah, so there's kind of two ways that we view this. One is we just naturally are attracted to that, and from an early age, or we have an early age experience that exposes us to something and that we get curious about and we pursue that, or we're introduced to something later in life, and we have an experience, or we see something on TV, or we read a book and we're like, oh, there's that thing, let me try that thing, and we are drawn to that. So nature or nurture? Yeah.
Nature and nurture. So, I mean, could I be like 60 years old and discover a whole new fetish?
Sure.
Wow. Do you have people who come to you struggling with a fetish?
Absolutely. Most of the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Struggling in what way? It's now like taking too long to get aroused because they don't have that thing, or is like, I don't want to have this thing anymore?
No, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. It's shame.
Oh, shame.
Kink
Their
shame.
own
Internalized
shame.
kink shame.
Really?
Absolutely.
How do you help people through that? Yeah, I assume that must be like a dark cloud that just carries through them.
Yeah, I mean, so much of my work is literally giving people permission to be themselves. And we could generalize that to all psychotherapy, right?
Right,
There's so much shame about so many different things, but sex in general is one of the places where we carry the most shame for no reason.
Well, it's a super vulnerable thing, you know. It's like very just bearing your soul to that. Like, I can understand why that would be like whatever you feel like you like. It's like, I don't want to be shamed for what I like. It's like what you like, you know.
Yeah.
And it can actually be the thing that we celebrate about ourselves, right? That I'm actually into that. Should.
Yeah. Should.
I think we should celebrate that.
Yes, I agree, because I mean, everybody's different and everybody has unique experiences, and you know, like what I like, you might not like, you know, and what you like, I might not like, or what you like, I might love, you know, and vice versa. So I always feel like I just want everybody to just, you know, be themselves, and I'm so happy that people like you exist to help people.
Likewise.
Like, you know, be themselves. And
Yeah, like Krista,
you know.
what was your journey into becoming a sexpert, right? Like, did you ever feel some sort of shame or?
No, actually, I've never felt shame. Like in my household, it was always, sex was just an open topic. You know, it was never a taboo topic in my household. It wasn't until I started, you know, like talking about sex openly. I've always openly talked about sex. Even when I was a virgin, I just knew I just wanted to study human sexuality, which is like very weird. So even with that process, I noticed like talking to my friends that looked like me, my African-American Black friends, they were, especially the women, they were more like closed off to it. And then when I would talk to my Caucasian friends, they were like open to it. So that's when I started really trying to figure out what was this gap, and why do a lot of women of color have the shame around this, and then why women, you know, Caucasian women, they just seem to be more free. Like they had like the free movement, the free love movement and things like that. And I'm like, why are we so shameful? Like, why is this bad to us? So that's when I just started really diving into it and trying to study us. And when I say us, I mean women of color, and try to figure out, how can I make you guys feel free like me? How can I make you guys feel like what I feel? Because what I feel about sex is amazing, and I want you to feel this.
Yeah, you don't want them carrying the dark cloud
Exactly,
either.
exactly. So that's how I got into this lane, which started Ivy's Garden, and we go on and on.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And Jamal, you also come from a family that's a minority. Did you have any shame growing up around sex?
Not really, no, because I was just like, you just saying that, like, you know, like some families like feel like, you know, like put a lot of pressure to not talk about that and like kind of demonize it. You just made me like flash back. I was like, man, like before I got in my relationship now, like anytime I was like, you know, what do they call it, your hoe phase, you know? When I was in my
hoe
I would
phase.
anytime I would like wake up the next day at someone's house, I would make a new group chat every time with just my mom, my dad, my brother, and my sister, and I'd be like, fellas, I did it again.
Oh, I love
It
that.
just happened again. And my mom's like, oh my God, no! You're a whore! And my brother, oh God, my brother was just like, whatever, dude, you're lying. My sister's like, do I need to know this? Do I need to know this? My dad's just like, you know, like, cool. Man. Yeah. Cool. See, I know,
Good job,
like,
son.
I don't know, but also like, I would always try to be the boundary pusher, you know, and then
Yeah.
like, you know, I guess with humor, it's easier to do that with. But I've heard stuff like that, like some people can just be so reserved because of their upbringing, like, it's like sometimes it seems like certain parents just like, it's like sex doesn't exist. I'm like, then how am I here, Dad?
then
Like,
how
you
am I
know,
here?
so no, I've never experienced that. You know, if anything, I forced them to be into it. They're like, Ma, do I need to
Same.
hear this?
Or like just being free. Like
Yeah.
I remember, I don't know if you guys remember that episode on Sex and the City, and I just rewatched it, where it was Charlotte who didn't want to be naked in the spa, and then Carrie was like, why don't you want to be, you know, naked? And she's like, I didn't come from a naked house. And I was like, oh my God, and think about that. Like she was like, I didn't come from a naked house. So it made me think like, I'm literally naked all the time. Like if you
Did you
knock
come from a
the
naked
door-
house?
But not, I wouldn't say I came from a naked house, but it was never like, I've seen my mom naked, you know, like it was never like, oh my God, like they covered up. It was like, you're putting on lotion, like, hey, I need this, you know, and it wasn't like a thing, it wasn't taboo. So I guess in a way I did kind of come from a naked house. It wasn't like bad.
I mean, it's not. I don't think a naked household is where everyone just walks around naked.
Yeah,
It's just like,
everyone's
it's not like,
free-balling.
oh my God, close the door.
Right, it's not
shame
very
there.
There's no
shameful.
shame,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not very shameful. It's like, it is what it is. Like, do you need the lotion? Grab it. Like, you know, and then, you know, everything's out, tits out, you know, it's just normal, you know? So let's think
Yeah,
about that.
that's basically how I grew up as well.
Yeah,
There's no
see?
shame in it whatsoever.
No shame in the game.
Yeah.
Just out here living.
What about you? Were you the boundary pusher? You were the one walking
Oh
around
no,
naked.
You're the
no,
one
no,
naked?
absolutely not. No, I don't know. It was just like it's nothing. It wasn't anything weird. Like no one was like just like grossed out. But it was just more of just like a respect thing. You know, it was like we understand. Like yeah, we have to deal with that. It's like just knock first.
Yeah, just
Yeah, just knock first. You know, but
We
I'm
have
not.
like privacy at the
I'm
end
not
of
gonna
Coming
like
in.
bust down the door and be like, "What's up, Dad? How's it hanging?" Shiny. Like no, it's like
no.
definitely not that. But it's just like. You know, we just like people got to be naked. You're at home. You
Yeah,
know? So
you're at
just knock
home.
first. Yeah,
Just knock
it's not
first.
the worst. It's not the worst thing in the world, but knock first, dude. It's like I'm naked in here.
makes it.
All right, we got to get back to the fetish conversation, all right? And when we
Yes.
come back, we're actually going to have a game night to see if they can figure out which unique fetish this is with this the very specific name. I don't know if I know them either, so we'll see. Stay right there. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been talking about fetishes, and now it's time for Game Night! All right, so I'm putting y'all to the test. I'm going to name 5 different words that I probably cannot pronounce, and you're going to guess what the fetish is for, what
Now-
the arousal is to.
I do want to say that though I'm getting a PhD in clinical sexology, it is not in paraphilias, so I know a bunch of these, but I don't know all of them. So I'm not gonna.
I
I don't
mean,
have
if
like
you
an
knew
edge up.
these, I would be very curious as to why. All right, let's roll the first one. Let's see what we got. Agalmatophilia. Any guesses? I mean, you can guess whatever you want. Agalmatophilia.
The word agalma, I don't know, man. Latin. Agalmatophilia.
Food? I feel like
I'm
does it
thinking
have something to
food,
That's
right?
what I'm thinking, like food.
I got nothing.
I'm thinking. I'm gonna just go crazy shot in the dark. It's like people who like getting vomited on.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna go ahead.
Vomit. All right, what is the answer? Arousal to a statue, doll, mannequin, or similar object.
Oh, like
I was gonna say like a teddy bear or something.
a teddy
So that would
bear.
be closer to like a doll.
You'd have been closer.
See?
Just like when Jeffrey Dahmer stole that mannequin. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Oh,
I should have gone on my
Jeffrey
first
Dahmer.
gut.
You had to bring a Dahmer joke in. All right, let's go to the next one before we get too deep into these serial killers. All right, climacophilia.
I mean, climax is like I like it when the weather's hot, or it could be like climax sounds like climax. So I'm like I get off on getting off, dude. Like I don't know. I don't know these Latin.
So weather.
Let's go weather. Fair weather.
Krista?
I don't know. Okay, let me see. I feel like something is pulling me to like, I don't know, food. I'm gonna say food. I'm hungry.
Are you hungry?
I'm gonna say food. We're going food again.
Ty, any guess?
I'm actually gonna go with his guess that he abandoned, which is the fetish of climaxing.
Okay.
Of chasing the orgasm. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see
Chasing
what
the
it is.
dragon.
It's
That's
actually arousal to falling down. Stairs.
Climb.
That's so dumb. What? I would have never thought that
no,
word.
hold on. Ty did say, or don't call it
I'm not
dumb.
saying that dumb. I'm saying the way. How is that sound? Like Latin is dumb. That's what's dumb here. This
Well, I don't know
dead
if it's
ancient
actually
language.
Latin.
Philia. It comes from the thing like philia. That means like arousal and stuff, right? Like para. Yeah. Like, and then like para, like like paranoia, para this, para that. It stems from these words. So philia has something to do with sex and arousal, right? Am I wrong? Yeah.
Philia does.
Yeah, you're dumb.
I'm done.
I'm kidding. No, falling down the stairs. That is not climb up. Yeah, so climbing. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where that word would have came up.
I got nothing.
I don't know where that word would have came up.
All right, let's go to the next one. This is the last one. Macrophilia.
Oh, I do
Is
know
that
this
something
one.
like
Okay.
bigger than you? Like
That's what I
something-
thought. So
right?
I was gonna say,
Macro?
I feel like I know this one.
Something
I feel like it
bigger?
is something bigger than you. Like,
Uppies. I don't know.
yeah,
Uppies.
I feel like it's something larger. You know this one, don't
This,
you?
so this one is actually a relatively common kink. So it's a size differential. There's a significant size difference where either you have a fantasy of someone much larger than you is kind of smothering you almost, or vice versa, where you are the larger person and you are smothering another
That's
person.
where I've seen it on.
Smothering is my word. I don't know that that's going to be in the
All
definition.
right,
but-
let's see what it is. Arousal to
Yeah,
giants
see, we had it
and
right. Whoop, whoop.
giantesses.
Bam.
All right, everybody nailed it.
My girlfriend wears like giant. She's like a goth chick. She wears those giant platform boots, and she's like, I have been asked. Like people have asked me to step on them. Like they are into that stuff. Just
well,
like
that's
please.
trampling.
But yeah, but just the idea that she's like taller and bigger,
Okay,
and it's just
cool.
like yes,
Yep.
dominate over me. You're bigger than me, and it's just like yeah.
I've seen like the people like that, like you lay down, like you pay to lay down, and you have like a larger like male or woman like literally lay on top of you. Yeah,
That's it.
I've seen that,
That's
yeah.
the one. All right, well, you're hungry, right? Well, coming up next, we got Veronica in the building for a special edition of Be Can, Be Can't with some wonderful sex paraphernalia. Is that the right word there? It works. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been talking about fetishes, but we wanted to have a little bit of fun. So I came behind the bar with my girl V for a special edition of Be Can, Be Can't. And you know, our girl Krista's Ivy's Garden has a few products that we're actually gonna try today, V.
My new
I
friend
do.
Krista.
I
Krista,
do.
what do you have for
What's
me?
up, girl? I have a lot.
All right,
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so I want to introduce some dick lips because I think that
Run
How
it
do
by
you
me
feel
one more
about
time, Krista.
some dick lips.
Oh,
so
okay.
basically, it's edible cock rings,
Okay.
but it's the names that are super cute.
okay.
It's Swallow Me Strawberry, Blow Me Blueberry, and Tickle Me Cherry.
Okay. Let's just hope it tastes as good as the names are, right?
I've had
Let's
a-
just hope so.
I've had some edible cock rings in my day.
Okay,
Oh, blood
so
flow.
they're beautiful, but what is the point of cock rings?
So there's different points to cock rings, so many different things. You have vibrating cock rings that can vibrate, so they act like a little like bullet, you know, with little clitters.
Yeah.
And you also have just plain cock rings that help with like ED, which is erectile dysfunction, and they just hold that blood flow. So if you go to like male strip clubs,
Yeah.
a lot of them have like cock rings to hold that blood
this is
blood
Yeah.
flow to make their
Penis more
erect.
beefy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here we go. I think I should put it on here.
Yeah, make it
Like
like
a right, exactly.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, it's thick.
Let me try.
Okay.
This is
You gotta pull it.
Oh my
Like
God.
you do the dick, you gotta pull
Yeah,
it.
pull up. Well, dang.
Wait a minute
You
now.
messed up the cock part.
That poor cock.
All right.
All right. Veronica can.
See, it's not bad, right?
Okay, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
All right, well,
Go ahead, fellas.
we have had such a fun time here
right.
on the Nightcap, right? Talking all
Yes,
things fetishes
yes.
and trying new things,
New things, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, did y'all have fun?
Hey, fellas.
That's a blast.
Thanks
Yay.
for bringing all of your conversation starters, your expertise. Anything we got to say to the people at home?
I do want to say that, like, as much of the variety as there is of kinks and interest and sexual pleasure, don't yuck other people's yum. Don't go around shaming other
That's
people
the
for their
lesson,
kinks.
y'all.
And the other piece is, if you are getting to a place where your kinks are interfering, or if they are harming yourself or others, please seek out a sex therapist. It doesn't have to be me, but please see someone.
Yep.
And that's what I got.
Awesome, Ty. Well, thank y'all so
Good
much for
advice.
coming. Cheers. And listen, if you got a fetish, enjoy it, baby.
I'm telling you.
As long as it doesn't harm people, all right? What? Boys, we'll hand the underwear over here in a second, all right? I hope you enjoy it. Green apple, strawberry. And some spray. You don't have to. We ain't gonna yum your yum either. All right, cheers to you at home. We'll see you guys next time.